Imagine stepping into a lively room filled with overlapping voices, creating a rhythmic blend of conversation. As you listen, you realize the discussions revolve around the unpredictability of the weather, weekend plans, and the latest sports results. Laughter ripples through the air, yet beneath it all, the words feel empty, mere sound without substance. Friedrich Nietzsche, the influential German philosopher, would have found this troubling. Known for his aversion to superficiality, Nietzsche once attended a dinner party where the conversation remained trivial. Overcome by the emptiness of the discourse, he abruptly stood up and left, not out of rudeness, but because he believed that shallow exchanges deprive people of true, meaningful experiences. Later he wrote, "I am weary of words that dance but do not move," expressing his deep frustration with conversations that lacked depth and significance. In today's world, small talk is a constant presence in daily interactions. Studies show that the average person spends about 2.5 hours each week engaging in light, surface-level conversations, chatting about the weather, weekend plans, and other routine topics that fill time but offer little depth. Psychological research supports Nietzsche's viewpoint, suggesting that people with higher emotional intelligence and cognitive complexity often steer away from small talk, not because they are antisocial, but because they crave more meaningful connections. Think back to a conversation that truly energized you, one that lingered in your mind long after it ended. Chances are it explored personal beliefs, struggles, or aspirations rather than ordinary subjects like traffic or sports scores. Yet, society frequently equates sociability with engaging in these shallow exchanges, unintentionally discouraging the pursuit of deeper, more fulfilling discussions. Nietzsche's own experiences provide a window into his disdain for empty chatter. In the summer of 1869, he expressed his frustration in a letter to his sister, Elizabeth, declaring, "When someone asks how I am, they better be prepared for the truth." This sentiment highlighted his rejection of polite yet meaningless exchanges, especially among intellectuals who preferred pleasantries over substantial discussions. He referred to this pervasive shallow dialogue as the great emptiness, criticizing the collective avoidance of confronting real ideas. At a gathering in Basel, he once observed professors engrossed in debating the proper way to pour wine, a trivial matter in his eyes. That evening, he recorded in his journal, "We have created 1,000 ways to speak without saying anything at all," lamenting the prevalence of empty conversations. Nietzsche believed that as societies advanced, they paradoxically became more adept at communication, while simultaneously losing the art of true dialogue. The proliferation of meaningless talk was not just an annoyance but a symptom of a deeper existential crisis, an avoidance of confronting life's fundamental questions. This dilution of human potential, a retreat from the challenge of intellectual and emotional depth, raises a crucial question. Why do we engage in small talk so frequently, despite its apparent lack of substance? One explanation lies in our evolutionary history. Small talk evolved as a social lubricant, a way to establish trust and cooperation within groups. In early human societies, survival depended on forming alliances, and light, non-threatening conversation helped maintain harmony. Asking about the weather, for instance, was not just idle chatter. It was a way to gauge another person's mood and ensure a smooth interaction. Yet Nietzsche would argue that while this served a purpose in primitive societies, modern civilization has rendered such exchanges obsolete. In an age where people have unprecedented access to information and diverse perspectives, clinging to small talk is a waste of intellectual potential. Engaging in deeper, more challenging discussions, he believed, was essential for personal growth and the advancement of society as a whole. Modern research supports Nietzsche's concerns. Studies have shown that individuals who engage in substantive conversations report higher levels of happiness compared to those who primarily indulge in small talk. When we discuss ideas, emotions, and complex topics, our brains release dopamine, the neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and motivation. In contrast, repetitive, meaningless exchanges do little to stimulate the brain, often leading to feelings of boredom or even frustration. This neurological perspective echoes Nietzsche's own experience. His distaste for trivial conversation stemmed not from arrogance, but from an acute awareness of its psychological toll. Additionally, prolonged small talk can contribute to social exhaustion. Many find themselves drained after social gatherings, not because of the presence of others, but due to the absence of meaningful dialogue that truly connects and stimulates the mind. So, if deep conversations are so fulfilling, why do we shy away from them? The answer lies in vulnerability. Discussing profound topics, our fears, aspirations, and deeply held beliefs, requires exposing parts of ourselves we might prefer to keep hidden. Nietzsche observed that many individuals prefer to talk forever about nothing, rather than risk a moment of truth. This reluctance is woven into modern social norms. Too often, a serious question is deflected with humor or a swift change of subject, an unconscious defense mechanism against the discomfort of true vulnerability. Contemporary social dynamics, amplified by social media, only deepen this paradox. Today, we have countless opportunities to communicate, texting, commenting, posting updates, yet studies consistently reveal that loneliness is at an all-time high. The digital age encourages brevity. Tweets, emojis, and short posts mimic the superficiality of small talk, creating the illusion of connection without substance. Nietzsche would likely see this as an extension of the great emptiness he once decried, a world more connected in form, yet profoundly isolated in spirit. Even in his personal relationships and teaching methods, Nietzsche sought to break free from the shackles of trivial conversation. His friendship with composer Richard Wagner, for instance, began with a 4-hour discussion on Schopenhauer's concept of will, bypassing small talk to engage directly with deep ideas. His famous thought walks through the Swiss countryside were not merely physical journeys, but intellectual expeditions, during which he challenged his students to question their beliefs and confront the essence of their existence. His correspondence with Lou Salome was marked by discussions about morality, art, and the transformative nature of truth, conversations so intense that they were described as almost frighteningly intense. For Nietzsche, conversation was not a casual pastime, but a catalyst for transformation, a means to break through the superficial and touch the core of what it means to be human. Modern psychology lends further credence to his vision. Deep, meaningful conversations have been linked to higher levels of happiness, stronger interpersonal relationships, and even improved cognitive function. In contrast, the small talk that so often fills our days may inadvertently contribute to feelings of isolation and social anxiety. While polite exchanges help us navigate daily interactions, they rarely satisfy our deeper need for connection and understanding. Nietzsche's call to reject superficiality and pursue authenticity in dialogue remains a potent reminder in today's fast-paced, digitally dominated world. Imagine a shift where instead of casually remarking on the weather or weekend plans, you ask someone what truly ignites their passion, what dreams they dare to share, or what challenges have reshaped their perspective on life. Picture conversations that linger long after they end, leaving both participants enriched and transformed. This is the vision Nietzsche championed, a realm where words serve as bridges to deeper understanding rather than mere fillers of silence. It is a call to transform the mundane into the profound, to seek truth in every interaction, and to embrace vulnerability as the foundation of genuine human connection. In a world saturated with noise and endless chatter, Nietzsche's timeless critique stands as both a challenge and an invitation. It invites us to look beyond the surface, to listen with an ear attuned not to the trivial, but to the transformative. It calls us to leave behind the comfort of superficiality and to step into the realm of genuine dialogue, a realm where every word has the potential to change us, where every conversation is a journey towards truth, and where, ultimately, the act of speaking becomes an art form that nourishes the soul. In the end, Nietzsche's impassioned plea serves as a timeless call to reclaim the art of genuine conversation. Beyond the superficial exchanges of everyday life lies a realm of dialogue that can transform our inner world and enrich our collective experience. By choosing to delve deeper, to question, to share, and to truly connect, we not only honor our own potential, but also foster a community rooted in authenticity and understanding. Let this be an invitation to leave behind the noise of triviality and embrace a future where every word holds the promise of meaning, and every conversation becomes a step toward a more profound existence.